Yes,
Yeah.
Shastain recording.
Okay.
Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you're welcome everyone to today's class. It's an amazing day that teachers get to talk about money, and it's not something we take for granted, because for a long time, teachers have been looked at as people who are, we make teachers, we make all professions, but yet those who actually do the work, they say we are the poorest. So it's a good conversation, and today we are blessed to have an award-winning teacher and educator talk about exploring alternative streams of income as educators. So today we have Joy. Joy is a highly skilled and experienced educator and an award-winning educator, I must say, with a passion for improving access to quality education for undeserved communities. She has over 6 years of experience in the education sector and community development. And Joy is also a certified Microsoft ambassador. So Joy, I know there is so much. Of course, she's a 1 million teachers black belt, and she has gone through the process, and currently as a teacher for Nigeria fellow. So she has, her profile is big, but you can follow her on LinkedIn for more details, because I don't want to spend hours on explaining who Joy is, but I know she will also talk a bit about it. But one of the things I wanted to highlight is that Joy is very passionate about advocating for United Nations Sustainable Goals 4 and 5, and she believes in the transformative power of education to create positive change in Nigeria's education system. Now, it's amazing that she actually thinks she's just doing it for Nigeria. But what Joy is doing this evening is for Africa, is for the world, education in the world and education in Africa. So, ladies, gentlemen, help me welcome with a thumbs up, with some love. Welcome our speaker for the day, our teacher for the day, our facilitator, awesome Joy, in to take us through today's session. Welcome, Joy, and over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Always feels amazing to be amongst teachers and talking about a lot of things. We've explored a lot in 1 million teachers, and I really want to say kudos to the team. Keep, improving on ourselves. We keep doing a whole lot of things. So today we're going on to looking at one very important aspect of our lives, which is the finance, right? They say that teachers' reward is in heaven, but I always say that our reward is not just in heaven. We have our reward on earth, and then in heaven we're going to have another reward. So I don't want us to think that, oh, I'm doing this thing for I'm not doing this thing for money. I'm just doing it because I'm passionate about it. Yes, you're passionate about it, but your passion should be able to feed you. Yes, your passion should feed you. Your passion should be able to pay your bills, because this is like what you do as an educator. So exploring alternative streams of income as educators is just we looking at, oh, what are those other things that we can add up to ourselves to make more money? Because we see that the economy is not just smiling at anybody. Nobody, even people that were highly paid before now, are complaining. And talk more of teachers that are still, receiving mega salaries. You still have a lot that you're grappling with. So that's why this topic is very, very important to every one of us, even to me, because I came here with an open mind that somebody is also going to share something that is going to benefit me. So let's not just think that, oh, we're coming to hear from Joy alone. No, we're coming to share, we're coming to rub minds. Every one of us. You might know something that I do not know. Free to drop it in the chat. So I will start with my icebreaker. If money were no objects, like money wasn't a problem, what will your ideal vacation look like? Please drop in the chat. You can tell us the country you want to go to, like that dream country that, if you had enough money, you would travel to this place and rest. Let me see the chat. So if money wasn't a problem, where will you travel to? What will your ideal vacation be? Will you go to the beach? Will you travel to Paris? Will you go to China? Please drop in the chat. Oh, I did not come here to talk to myself. Oh, Mr. Patrick has already opened the floor. He will travel to Paris. I get it. I get it. Yes, I want to get more responses. Money is not a problem. Canada. Eunice. Eunice, have you bought your sweaters, your sweatshirts? Because that place is very cold. All right. So you travel to Canada. Oh, US, Bahamas. Oh my God. Bahamas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you like the Caribbean, and that's why you're choosing. Oh, Mexico. Turkey. Wow. Rwanda. So those of you for Rwanda, can you see that there are some people that want to come to your country? Like, we want to come there. So you see, this life is not balanced. Sweden, Italy, Paris. I'm seeing more of Paris. Nobody's coming to Nigeria. South Africa. Oh, now your passport is even ready. Florida. Okay, amazing. Netherlands. Just keep it coming, because we are actually calling it forth. We are calling it forth. Like, as you're dropping it, everything is hearing you that you want to go to this place. So don't joke with it. So US, yes, you're only waiting for your ticket. I can see somebody saying she wants to come to Ghana and Nigeria. Thank you, doctors. We are going to be glad to receive you. Oh, well done, everyone. Now we see that a lot of us have these dreams, we have these aspirations, we know the good things of life. However, money has been a limiting factor for a lot of educators. Even travel is like, it looks like impossible for them, because you have a lot of bills that you're dealing with, right? So travel is like down the priority lists. You're not even thinking about it. But I look forward to a time where educators, we're going to organize a group trip. Let's say all of us here saying that want to go to Paris, will come together. Mr. Osadebe will help us organize a group trip, and all of us will be able to afford it. Just travel, enjoy, rest, because we have worked for it, and then come back and relax. But most of the time, we're not able to do that because of the challenge of single income. Majority of us just rely on what we have, from the school that we work in. And the challenges of this is that the job security. Sometimes we see that rather than add to our salaries, people get a cut in their salaries rather than add to it, because things are happening. Parents are not able to afford school fees anymore. For those of us in private schools, parents are not able to pay up, and so even school owners are struggling to meet up with the bills, the government bills, every bill from every angle. And so there's a challenge of getting your salary cut. Then there is limited growth. You're not able to do the things that you want to do because of the income that you have. Salaries are not increasing. Things are getting, more expensive. You're not able to do the things that you have. So it is against this backdrop that we're looking at, okay, how can we leverage our expertise? How can we leverage our expertise, the things that we know? How can we leverage on it to make more money? So one of the things that I've written here is that as educators, let's not limit ourselves to just going into the classrooms. That is the problem that a lot of us have. We limit ourselves to we think it's just passion, that we're going to the classroom, money, come back in the evening, and that's all. No, there is a whole lot you can do with your time. You can do with the little time you have. I know we don't have the time. Some of us come back very late. I remember when I was working in a private school, I come back home as late as 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. and the next morning I have to be in school at 7:30. No jokes. If you are aware of and you know the story of Lagos, you know that I'm not lying. I leave the house as early as 5, get to school 7, get home 10:30, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. If I am early, it is 7:30 if I'm early. So you might not have the time, but you know that you need to increase your finances. So how can you leverage what you know? My dear, you can create online courses. You can create online courses that you sell on Udemy. Udemy is a platform where educators are churning out content. They are churning out courses, video courses, text courses, different kinds of courses. Udemy. So if you know that, okay, you are a professional in this thing, what do you need to do? How can you create these courses that you can sell on Udemy? Number one, use your AI. We have Mr. Patrick. He's very big on AI. Use your AI. Go to ChatGPT. Ask them, what are the sold out courses on Udemy? Go online, Google. Create courses if you have the time and you know that you are somebody that loves to write. Please create courses. Don't die with your knowledge. The world needs to read about you. The world needs to know what you know. And most times, what I found out about educators is that we suffer from imposter syndrome, right? You know what imposter syndrome is? We always feel like we're not enough. We feel like, oh, this course that I want to put out, are they going to buy it? Will somebody purchase it? Are you sure I've written it in the right grammar? Are you sure that this thing is the right thing to do? My dear, do it. Do it and wait. Do it and tell yourself that I've done the best I can do. Let me just wait for the results. There is no hurt. Most times when I want to motivate some people, I tell them the highest thing that will happen is that when you knock on some doors, 2 responses will come. Is either a yes or a no. If it's a yes, oh, thank God. If you never tried, you won't have gotten that yes. If it's a no, it means that you go back and work on it. So educators, let's go back to the drawing board. Do it, just do it and wait. It's very powerful. Create those courses. I saw an educator online. She was selling meal plan. Meal plan. You know meal plan? I'm telling you, an educator was doing it. She was selling meal plan, and I was very impressed. What's meal plan? Some parents struggle with coming up with what they will give their children to school every day. They struggle with, and even me as a parent, sometimes I'm wondering, oh my God, I gave them spaghetti and this yesterday. What am I going to give tomorrow? What will I give next tomorrow? You know, and she came up with meal plan and she was selling it for 1,500 naira. This is something that you can do on Canva. You can go to Canva and do it. Put it on Seller. Those of you in Nigeria, in fact, almost all the African countries, you can sell on Seller, SELAR. And that's it. People were purchasing from her on Seller because she is solving a problem. So you think that online courses it must be voluminous? No. Go on Udemy, check out some of the courses. They are quite short. Some of them in 1 hour, you're done with the courses. And then people are selling it for 5,000 naira. Yes, you can use Seller to sell your products. People are selling it for 5,000 naira, for 3,000 naira. An educator puts up, one thing I do is when I see an educator put up any resource, I try to buy, I try to purchase. Because I know that one day I'm going to come up with my own resource and I want people to purchase it from me. So most times when I see educators say, okay, I've put up these resources, 5,000 naira, I just take it that, okay, I want to invest in this educator because I know this will be like an encouragement, and I buy the book, I buy and I read. Sometimes it's not because I really need that knowledge, but because I want to patronize that person, right? So, and I see that these things that they are selling is something that almost every educator can do. So you can do your online courses, you can go for your ebook and workbooks online. You can see, I registered to sell workbooks on Amazon, and the process was so seamless because the person that put us through also did it for us. It was very easy. And for you to get your workbook, very easy. You go to Canva and you create these resources. But a lot of times, most of us don't even want to take that extra step. Create your workbook, your ebook. Make sure that it meets certain qualifications. Go online and check what are other people doing and put it on Amazon. You will be shocked that you will get people buying this your workbook. Something that you thought that it was nothing. You can sell on Seller. I've said that you can sell on Amazon. Some of you have been seeing Amazon KDP, Amazon KD. That is it. Go there, learn about it, and you start earning from it. Yes, if you have questions, please feel free to drop. The next way that you can earn, the next thing you can do, leveraging on your expertise, is to write blogs and social media. I used to doubt social media monetization. I used to doubt it because then I was like, how can? But guess what? The day I went on TikTok and I just said randomly, let me check my balance. And I saw that TikTok has been paying me for coming online. I was shocked. I am telling you. I was really, really, really shocked that TikTok was paying me. And I was like, wait, what am I doing differently? Nothing. I'll do some videos, create content, just drop it there. Oh, you used to doubt it. Thank you. Thank you. I have somebody witnessing it. TikTok was paying me. And I'm an educator like you. And I was not even doing something so big. In fact, I was telling people around that, see, I think I need to take this TikTok seriously. Because for this little thing I do, they send me money. I just check my account. And I don't even spend so much time. I don't spend so much time on TikTok. But anytime I do, people, I receive something from TikTok. And that's what educators can do. Your spare time. Okay, what will you be doing on TikTok? You are a professional. So you might not be able to come there and be dancing. You might not be able to come there and be, singing. But you have something you can teach. When I go on TikTok, I join some people's live stream where they are teaching English. I know somebody that teaches maths. And people are always there graciously giving her gifts, sending her money. TikTok is also paying her because she's creating content for them. And this is something educators can do. In fact, I was telling somebody, I said, leave Facebook. Maybe Facebook is very difficult to get monetized. The eligibility is quite enormous, and so maybe educators are really not seeing this other platform. I was saying, leave Facebook, go to TikTok if you want to make money. Just prepare yourself. Start. Some of the rules I know about TikTok monetization is you need to have 1,000 friends. Some of us have up to 5,000 friends on Facebook, and we've not even earned from that account, right? So TikTok says just 1,000 friends, you can start going live, and they start paying you. So this is something that educators can leverage. Like when I say you can leverage on it, go online and you can teach whenever you're convenient. You are back from work, 5 o'clock. You're thinking, what am I going to do with my remaining time? You give yourself target consistently from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And mind you, the whole world is not in your time zone. So even if you choose to teach from 12, somebody will be awake, because that is, an international platform. It's not a Nigerian platform per se. But if your target audience is maybe Nigerians, then you want to do it when people are back from work. So sometimes when I'm relaxing, I just go on TikTok and I'm joining somebody's live. Somebody is teaching me. Somebody is saying she cannot hear me. I don't know. Maybe it's your network, Josephine. I think it's your network. So that is about social media. Yes, you can hear me. Yeah. So it can be your network or your mic. So that's about educators leveraging blogs. You can write blogs. I know somebody that writes blogs. He used to be a teacher, but he has stopped teaching. He used to write blogs, and his blogs, the topic was just on education. Like, you go there. I remember I was also a contributor to his blog. So he looks for people that will contribute to his blog. You write things for the blog, and that's how Google was paying him too. So teachers can also think about how we can Leverage what we know. A lot of times we have this light, but we hide it. We just keep it to ourselves. Our children in the classrooms are the only ones enjoying this light that we have. Please shine your light. Let people see it. Let the whole world see it. Go on social media. If you're not the social media type, let's say you're not the type that wants to be seen. Yes, you can create content. They call it faceless content. Faceless. So maybe after now you want to Google faceless content. What does it mean? Let me give you an idea of what faceless means. It means that sometimes you go to some channels on YouTube and you're not seeing the person talking, you're just seeing a voiceover. Maybe somebody is creating stories, African stories. Yes, you go on any AI that you like, get pictures, and then you create these stories with one app. Mr. Prince has done a lot on AI. So you can follow him and ask him, what app can I use to do voiceover? And I think he will be very gracious to tell you. You create these pictures, you use your Binge, Microsoft Binge, create these pictures, even WhatsApp. You can create these pictures on WhatsApp, or picture of a girl going to school, another picture, you write your scene. So some people now do what they call faceless YouTube, faceless content. You don't need to show your face that you're the one saying it. You go online, put these resources together, and I tell you, before you know it, your page is monetized and you're making money out of it. So that's another one about leveraging your expertise. Now we're going to move on. The next thing that we can look at is online tutoring. Like, I cannot overemphasize online tutoring. I tell some teachers that, see, if you start making money from online tutoring, you might not want to go back to the classroom. I'm telling you the truth. Yes, you can try the faceless one. Yes, you can. You don't need to show your face. If maybe you're an introvert. You're an introvert. Yes, if you're an introvert, you can just do it. Go online, get this thing. The thing is, okay, but let's come to it. So, like I was saying, if you start making money from online tutoring, I tell you, it will just take an extra motivation from you to go back to the classroom, because here you have people paying you per hour. People paying you per hour, right? So added to what you already do in your regular classrooms, please let us sign up. This is 1 million teachers. We bring these opportunities. I was very excited when I received a mail as a black belt that I can register on Tutoria. If you've been following 1 million teachers, you notice that we signed an agreement with Tutoria, and 1 million teachers can now sign up. Some of us saw the mail and we let it go. Why? Okay, let me even take a sample. If you got the mail that you can sign up on Tutoria, please drop in the chat. Let me see how many of us saw it. So 2 things you will do for me. I got the mail and I signed up. You raise up your hand later. I got the mail and I signed up. Thank you, Mr. Prince. So Mr. Prince said he signed up already. He's the only one. He's the only one that has signed up. So, see, you received the mail, but you didn't sign up. Why? You see, 1 million teachers went ahead to say, we want our teachers, that's like one of the core of 1 million teachers. We want them to attain this financial freedom. They went on to sign this memorandum, and most of us are not leveraging it. Yes, you can sign up. So that is for online tutoring, right? You can start earning from online tutoring. When you start, like I said, you will just know that. And by the time you start, and then you start getting students from these platforms, you start getting students. The beautiful thing about online tutoring is that it is very flexible. I reside in Lagos, but I'm presently in Ibadan. And for every day, apart from Monday, I have classes Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Friday. Today, I have a class by 11 p.m. Nigerian time to 1 a.m. Nigerian time the next morning, right? And I'm also preparing for it. Immediately after this call, I'll take a nap and prepare for it. That's my online classes, because the students I teach are not Nigerians, right? So that is that's one thing about it. Now, I am not in Lagos, so I am not fixed to a particular classroom. The only thing I need to have is my phone and my laptop. And anywhere I am, I would teach. It's just for me to convert the time, right? So if I'm not in Nigeria, I will just convert the time and I know when to be in my class. So that is something else that educators can do. And there are so many platforms that are ready to pay you. Now, let me give us some of the platforms that you can use. So Tutoria is the one that 1 Million Teachers have brought for us. There's one for that you can also leverage for you in Nigeria. Oh, not available for Ibadan yet. Tutoria is not just physical now. It's not just physical classes. You can have online classes on Tutoria. So you have to check again. So for online teaching, you can go to Preply, Preply. Yes, Preply. Mr. Patrick is not in Lagos and he has signed up. So it's not just physical. Like, I don't even think at this point, really, for me, I don't know if people still go to people's houses, but since after COVID, I think the rate at which we go to physical locations have reduced. So most of the lessons I do now is online. So you can go to Preply, sign up. You can go to Sabi Teach. I can't show you the back of my laptop, but that's what is there, because I also kind of partner with them. So you can go to Sabi Teach, sign up. Sabi Teach is SABI, then Teach. Recently, I received a mail that, they had classes for me if I was interested. And really, I don't have time, so I didn't sign up. So I know that a lot of teachers have time to do that. Why are we not taking advantage of it? So I've talked about Tutoria, Preply, Sabi Teach. High Prep is another one. High Prep will always share on LinkedIn that they're looking for educators that can teach online, right? Educators that can teach online. High Prep, HIPREP. Then Prep Class. Prep Class is another one. Prep Class is another one. Now, all these platforms that I've given to us, you can teach on these platforms. Yes, Sabi Teach, but put them together. So you can Google, you can just start Googling them and then signing up already. So all these class, all these high, HI. Let me type it. Sorry. High Prep, HI. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So as I was saying, all these platforms will give you the opportunity to teach on their platform. Now, one thing about these platforms is I tell people that if you're just starting, it is very good that you join these platforms. Reason being that you might not know these parents, and these platforms, they kind of link teachers up with parents. That's what happens on these platforms. Now, when you put your rates, they take a percentage. Some will take 20% of what you earn. Some will take 10%, depending. So you always have to look out for their percentage, so you know the one that suits you. But I always say it's always good to start somewhere, right? You can put as low as 1,500, 2,000, 5,000. Now, I was going through a thread sometime, and the person asked the question, "Dear online teacher, what is your rates?" And you know that I saw rates as high as 15,000. Let me mention the person's name. You know, the person that just won Multina Teacher of the Year, that's Esomnofu. I saw his rates. His rate was even in dollars. And I was like, my God, is this not a teacher like me? Is this not a teacher like me? Like, I saw rates as high as 15,000 per hour. And I saw rates as low as 1,500 naira per hour. Now, you know that when you sell yourself on social media, you are selling your brand. I have no doubt that people will pay him for, I think he said he was charging 15,000. I think when you put it in dollars, it was around that amount. But I don't think it's 15,000 now, because even now that he has won an award, his rate has gone up. And yes, that's the truth. This is per hour. So imagine you have just 2 students per hour that you do in a day, and you can charge, let's be very modest, you can charge as high as 5,000 per hour. 2 hours in a day, that is 10,000. And really, let me tell you, this thing is not big. It is not big. I am telling you the truth. It is very achievable, dear teachers. In fact, I even tell teachers that don't even go so low. By the time you start going 1.5, like, you start bringing yourself down, right? Put yourself where you know that you are what. So that's how people earn on social media. He puts his brand out there. He talks about what he can afford. Parents are out there looking for teachers. And let me tell you something that I have experienced. Presently, I don't have any students in Nigeria, right? One thing I have observed about these parents that are ready to pay you to teach their children abroad is that they believe in the Nigerian teacher, but most of us don't even believe in ourselves. They believe in us so well, because you wonder how parents abroad, Canada, UK, will be looking for. There was a time that more than 3 parents reached out to me. Oh, Joy, we need a teacher. And they wanted me to teach, but I didn't have the time as I then. And so I told them that I was not available. Oh, can I get somebody for you? And most of them were like, no, we need you. We need. And one that agreed, they'll say, okay, get somebody that you know can do it for us. And I got the person. We came to a point where we were doing a trial class, and the person could not really, do as much as I expected that person to do. So we're going to come to that, because I'm going to talk about some of these skills that we need. Now, you need to prepare yourself. I wanted to help that teacher because I know how much she was paid in a regular school. And I felt like, okay, even if you're taking 5,000 per hour from these parents, it's going to go a long way in helping her. But the truth was, she didn't even have the skills that were needed. And so the parents did not want to, go on with her. So what am I trying to say? Lots of parents are looking for us as Nigerian teachers. And the truth is, you belong to a community of professionals. So by the time you even reel out your profile and you're saying, I am a part of the 1 million teachers, you are already branding yourself as it should be. Some of us don't even know the community we belong to. Like, you don't even know the big name where you belong to. When a parent contacts me and I'm sending my profile, I don't miss putting I'm a part of, or I say it most of the time, taught than 1 million teachers, right? And they're like, wow, 1 million teachers. So let us also know how to package ourselves. Most times we don't, that's the problem. How to package ourselves, how to sell ourselves. I know we've done a lot about branding here, so I'm not going to go into that. But online teachers pays. So the next thing is curriculum development. Yes, you can bring out yourself as a thought leader, as somebody that is vast in curriculum development, and you can be paid for it. I have a friend that was paid, she told me she was paid 6 figures Nigerian money to craft curriculum for a school. But one thing that stands her out is that she has a huge presence online. She has a big presence. Right now, she's even teaching teachers how to come online. Right, and all these things I'm doing for free, they pay her to do it. So that's why we need to leverage what we are learning in our community. She told me that she was paid 6 figures Nigerian money to do curriculum development for a school, and it looks like it's a small task, because a lot of us here at the beginning of the term, we come together in our school, we draft out our curriculum, our scheme. It is something you already know. So why don't you sell yourself as one and get paid for it? The next one is educational consulting. Yes, you can do that. Depending on how vast you are in education, you can go into consulting, give expert guidance to schools, and get paid. But you have to sell yourself as an expert in education, as you have to sell yourself as an expert before people can meet you for consulting. Now, away from what we think we can do in education, these are some other things that we can also do as educators, because one thing we need to know is that we as educators, we can tap into what we call the gig economy. The gig economy. Now, the gig economy is just simply when you get a gig, you hear it most times. People say, oh, I got this gig and I've been paid for it. Where you get a fraction of, you get a job and you get paid for that particular job. Now, what are some of the things that educators can do? I'm going to also tell you the ones I've done amongst all this, because I've done a lot. Like, I try to work on my skills so that I can just fit in different places. So one of the things I do is that I annotate data. So where you see data annotation and transcription, and I'm very sure that every educator here can do it. But most times when we see offers like that, we think that this thing might be taking me away from education. No, it's not going to take you away from education. It didn't take me away from education because I still do it. Now, what is data annotation? So data annotation is okay, first of all, we know that we have different types of data. We have photo data, we have text, we have audios and all that. So companies will pay you to annotate this data. So take, for example, when it comes to machine learning, right? So companies are looking for people that will help them to annotate data. How can you annotate data? So let's take, for example, we want to annotate humans, for example. So they give you a picture and they tell you, label these pictures for us. So you will see this forehead and you write here, forehead. You see the eye and you put it eyes. You see nose, you put it. You're labeling the data and you're annotating that data. That's what it simply means. But most times when we see the name, oh, data annotation, machine learning, we're thinking it's something very, very far from education. No. In fact, when I worked as a data annotator, because it was remotely, I was working as a data annotator. I was working from home with my laptop, right? I was just doing what they asked me to do. Now, when I worked on some data, I knew that my proficiency as an English teacher made me to excel, because sometimes they bring you, let me slash the transcription, they bring some things for you to edit, like listen to what, hear something and then you edit it, or hear something and write out what you hear. And so many educators are doing this by the side. You just see people carrying laptop up and down. You don't even know that these people are earning. Like, they make so much money. Now, I wrote out some sites that will pay you if you annotate their data. So if you feel like this is something I can do, and the beautiful thing about some of these sites is that they will train you. They will train you to do it. They will train you. They will tell you what to do. They will tell you what is expected of you, and then you start doing it. So you have AI trainers. So many educators need to start going into AI. It will not take you away from the classroom. You just need to. You just need to know how to manage your time. That's one of the skills that we'll talk about. Then you can go to Tokula. Then Literally. Now, Literally, I just worked on Literally yesterday, and it was very funny to me because what they were asking us to do as a data annotator is that they want you to listen to the homework of some children. So some children read, they give them a story to read, and they're looking for how to grade these children, right? So when you hear the audio, they tell you, okay, what are you hearing? Is it the same with what we are pasting? So for example, you have some things showing on my screen now, and I've been asked to read those things out. If I start reading it and you hear it, is it the same thing with what is on the screen? Now, if it is not the same, you work on it. These were children that were reading out. They were reading out their homework and they wanted to grade them. So you can go to Literally and then you work on some tasks. Once you pass it, they give you, oh, congratulations, you can start working for us. And they pay $20 per hour. $20 per hour. Do the maths in your currency. Do the math in your currency. So if you get it and you're working just 1 hour for Literally, it means that you're making $20 per hour. You can imagine. So how many educators, just allow yourself, just be open-minded with these things. When you see these opportunities, don't tell yourself that, oh, I cannot do this thing, I might not be able. Check it out. That's one thing that has helped me. When somebody just tells me that, oh, this thing is it, I'm checking it out. I'm checking. I will try it. 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 I try it. I'm not saying that all the opportunities I've seen I've gotten it. No, sometimes I try, they tell me I'll receive one love letter. Oh, sorry, unfortunately, we're not able to proceed. It just means that, oh, I didn't do very well. I need to go back. So check it out. I can even open it if we have the time. I'll open the slide, but there is no time. So you can also go to, if you know that you can transcribe, you listen to audios and you write, you type it out. You can go to Fiverr. You can go to Upwork. I have an Upwork account. I'm still an educator. It doesn't stop me from going to my classroom. I have an Upwork account. When I feel like I have the time during holidays or during break, and I feel like I have time, I go to Upwork. I write what I can do. On Upwork, you will see somebody that is ready to pay you to do homework for him. You will see somebody that is ready to pay you to just, move something from PDF to Word. A lot of all those things, but you need to have the skills for it. All right, so the next one is social media management. So a lot of us do not know that we can even manage people's social media accounts. So you're somebody that likes to be on social media, and all you do on social media is scroll up, scroll down. You're not making money from your pages. You're not creating content. Okay, go and manage somebody's account and get paid for it. You can see it. So many people are ready to pay you to manage their accounts. What you call yourself is a social media management. I have a friend that was a teacher, but right now she has stopped teaching. She has stopped teaching because she got a job on Upwork. In fact, she met me just the way I'm talking to you, and she said, Joy, see this, I think they were paying her 60,000 in school, and she was like, this thing is not helping. I want to learn a digital skill that can, I can use to get all these jobs. And then I recommended somebody to her to learn from the person, and she learned it. When she came back to talk to me, she was like, oh, Joy, I've gotten an offer. And the offer, they pay me $4 per hour. And she was working for a Canadian company, and they were paying her $4 per hour. So she had to work 5 hours in a day. So that's $20 in a day. So she was working, and because of the time zone, she told me she was working from 1 a.m. to 5 in the morning. So while you're sleeping, she's awake. Now, when she started getting $20 in a day, and now imagine if she wakes up by 9, she can even choose to do what she wants to do. She can choose to still go to the classroom if she wants. If she says, okay, I just want to do 1 hour of this job, and she's making just $4 a day, do the mathematics. So, but not everybody is in teaching because of passion. Some of us, we don't want to leave the teaching, even if we get all these small gigs, right? Even if we get all these small gigs, we still want to be teaching. So we are not leaving anytime soon, no matter how the gigs we get. But she decided to leave teaching because I don't blame her. She was making $20 in a day, and that was just the first job she got. She could have gotten more, and she didn't tell me, right? I'm just sharing what I know about that lady, and she was a teacher. So that's another thing, social media management, right? You can choose to manage people's accounts. I also had a friend that told me that somebody in the US was looking for an educator. She was very particular because she said she is an educator, but she resides in the US. So she would like to hire an educator to manage her LinkedIn page. Now, the reason why she wanted an educator was that she said, because you are an educator and she is an educator, you will be able to, give content that relates to education, right? So she needed a teacher, and she was offering to pay 100,000 a month, sincerely. And when she came to me, I was like, of course, I don't have that time. But I know that so many people have the time, right? So many people have the time to do it. She was ready to pay. Now, you're the one that will not tell her, oh, I'm going to make a post for you every day. Yes, I will. Maybe at the end of it, I'm going to make a post for you every day. Or she will not tell you how many posts she wants you to make for her, how many Canva designs she wants you to make in a day. Now, this is something you can merge with your schoolwork, social media management. I'll move to the next one, community management. Now, a lot of educators do not know that when you see a job offer like, we are looking for a community manager, some of us don't know that we can actually do that job. We feel community managers are different people that fell from the sky. Educators can also do it. Who is a community manager? He manages a community. What community are we talking about? Some communities are Facebook communities, WhatsApp communities. So you see, 1 million teachers, we're in a community. Some people have communities that they're looking for somebody to help them, always manage it, tell people what to do at certain time. It could be that the communities is a paid community, like when you pay for something, they add you there. So you want to be giving information to people. Tell me, can't you manage that with your classroom? You can actually do it. You can. It's for you to know how to manage yourself and your time. So I wrote LinkedIn there because I see a lot of community management jobs on LinkedIn. And the offers are always much, right? So because you're already in the classroom, you can go for the one that is fully remote. Community manager that is fully remote. That type, you don't need to go to any physical place, right? So you can go on LinkedIn, community management, and you know how to search for jobs on LinkedIn, community management or community manager. You start seeing jobs on community managers. What you need to do, like I said, they will add you to their community. If it's a Facebook community, okay, they add you to the Facebook, and then you start helping them to manage the community as a moderator, as what are the different roles in Facebook? But that's absolutely what a community manager is. So I know that sometimes it's because we don't know, but now you know. Yeah, thank you. So the next one you can talk about, or you can do also, is data entry. If you are somebody that also loves to, work on data, let's say you're a maths person, right? You're a maths person and figures are not a problem for you. You can get data entry jobs. So what is data entry? Data entry is also something you can do. Now, because you are in the classroom, whenever you're looking for any offer, always add online, so that you get the ones that are fully online. You don't need to go to anywhere. You don't need to go to anybody's house to do anything or any store. Okay, so data entry is more like, we have this data, we need people to put it in Excel. Some of us know how to use Excel. How much are we making from it? Right? So you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to go to Fiverr, I'm going to open an account, I'm going to go to Upwork, I'm going to open an account, and then you start looking for data entry jobs where you help them put in their data and you get paid for it. See, even if it's as low as $1, for a job, just keep packing the dollars. If you even do a job a day and they pay you $5, it is something. Okay, so the next one is virtual assistants, right? So virtual assistants are just like people. I'm looking at the time. I don't want to go against the time. So virtual assistants are just people that will help you do your work, right? They will help you do certain things. So some of these things I've mentioned, they all come as virtual assistants, right? So it just means somebody that will help you virtually to relieve you of some of the things that you want to do. So you have a lot of things, you're a professional, you have a lot of things that you're doing, and you just need somebody that will help you. So somebody that will help you manage your Facebook account, somebody that will help you do a lot of things that you want. Oh, help me prepare PowerPoint presentation. That's what a virtual assistant will do. You're now the one to say, okay, we'll talk about niche. Say, okay, this is the kind of virtual assistant I want to be. I want to be a social media manager. I want to be a community manager. I want to be this. I want to be that. Data entry, you now choose. But the whole word for virtual assistant is that you're helping somebody remotely, right? I had a virtual assistant that was working for me, although he was volunteering, right? So I was in Lagos and he stays in Ogun State. But he was helping me out to do a lot of things. Like, I couldn't keep up with my waist to death, keep up with so many things I needed to do. So I just needed, and then I have to teach. I just needed somebody that would just help me by the side. And it was like, he was the one that actually approached me. Please, can I be your virtual assistant? I said, fine. Okay, this is what I want you to help me do. And he was doing it. So I wasn't paying him because I'm not yet that, I don't have plenty money. All right, that's on a lighter note. Anyways, but there are so many professionals that will pay you to do that job for them as a virtual assistant. Okay, another word is calendar scheduling. So yes, as a virtual assistant, you can also know how to schedule calendar, and surprisingly, people get paid for it. Like, if you go on Upwork, you're going to see some kind of jobs that you will be like, wait, are you saying that somebody will pay me to do this thing? Is it for real? And really, it's for real. Okay, and then some people earn from surveys. I have not earned from survey before, but I've heard people say they do surveys online and they get paid. They get paid in cents. They do lots of surveys and then they get paid. All right, so these are just some offers that I personally can do and have done, and I felt like I should share. And let's just look at some of the skills because of time. Some of the skills that will help you. So communication, yes, you must know how to communicate. You must know how to communicate. Like communication is very important because you're not working with some people that you know. You're not working with people you know. Sorry, 1 minute. You're not working with people you know. So communication is very, very important. It's a skill that you learn and you need to have. Then focus, yes, because you're going to be doing a couple of things, multitasking, because you're going to be multitasking, working in school and doing all these other things, you have to be focused. No one has to suffer. No one has to suffer. Like I tell people that yes, it's good to have multiple stream of income, but you have to be mentally prepared for it. You have to be mentally prepared because you have a lot of things to work on. You have a lot of things to do. Lesson plan is calling you. Your online class is waiting for you. If you have other gigs, like maybe you're a virtual assistant or you're managing a page or something, that one is also calling your attention. So you have to be focused. You have to be self-motivated. Teachers, you have to be self-motivated. You have to, sometimes you wake up and you're like, I don't want to do anything today, but you know that these things are waiting for you, and you have to motivate yourself, and you have to manage your time. You have to be big on time management for you to be able to combine a lot of things together. Time management is key. There are some nights that you have to stay awake. Yes, there are some nights you have to stay awake, put things in order. Sometimes your weekends, like me, I would want to plan my lessons during the weekend so that I know that once I start doing all these other things, it's not going to affect me. So you want to plan yourself, your weekends, rest as much as you can. I'm not saying not rest, but take up what you can handle. Only take up. You hear me say a lot of times that they called me and I said I was not available. Now, it wasn't because the money was not tempting, but I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm an educator. I have so many things I'm doing. So even if the money is tempting you to say, like when I shared about the one that said she wanted somebody to just be posting for her, on her page, like a social media manager for her page, and she wanted to pay 100,000 Nigerian naira, that money was oh my God, that's so funny. That money was tempting, really. And I knew it was something I could do. Right? I knew it was something I could do. But I was like, no, no, no. I didn't want to add. I'm very modest in what I take. Right? Not because it's not tempting, but because I know that I have a lot of things already, that I have to do. I have my non-profits that I'm pursuing. I have my family, and I have the regular job. So yeah. So your mentor is really, I love what she said. So the next thing I will talk about is technical proficiency. Dear teachers, I'm going to beg you, please, let's invest on ourselves. The professional development we're doing is not just about teaching, it's also about how to use certain tools. I mentioned at the start of this program that I recommended a teacher. If I'm not just one, I recommended two, English and maths. And it hurts me that the parents did not take those teachers because I know what that income will do to them. And for them, it hurts me, right? And the reason was just simply they could not use the tools. I had to start, I didn't know that they couldn't use it. I probably would have started preparing them on time. I felt like, oh, we've been doing a lot of tech savviness here now. So why would a teacher just know how to, use Google? I assumed, and I was very wrong. And I've learned that. I assumed that they probably would know how to use Google Meet. They know how to share their screen. I just assumed. And so I fixed the time for a certain time that, okay, by 10, these parents will meet with this teacher. And it was just like 10 minutes or 20 minutes to the time. I was like, wait, I hope we know how to share our screen. And then they were like, no, I don't know how to share screen. I said, what? It was at that point I said, doing 9 minutes walk to start teaching them how to share screen, how to do this. I said, oh, how to use chat. Oh my God. If I had known, I would have done it on time. right? So you want to prepare for these opportunities. Go and learn how to use all these tools. Go and learn how to schedule an appointment. If you want to learn how to use CRM tools, all these other tools that can help you manage accounts, if you want to manage Facebook accounts, that I hope you know that you have to use Meta Suite. That one is something that you need to figure out how to go about it. So for you to learn, you need to learn these tools. And my dear, it is not hard. You are educators, you teach doctors, you teach engineers. Why will it be hard for us to learn all these things now? And then sometimes you need to pay for it. That's the truth. You might need to pay for it. I did a training with Digital Witch. I don't know how many of you are following Digital Witch on Facebook. You can Google her. She has more than, like, in my cohort, and that lady is making so much money. In my cohort alone, we're up to 1,000. In my cohort, we're up to 1,000. And I paid 18,000. So times 18 times 1,000 people in my own cohort, and she does it like once in every 2 months. So you see that people are cashing out from their knowledge, and we too should. We should. So maybe when you've learned all these things, you can even do a paid class. Oh, how teachers can, migrate or add this gig to themselves, and people will pay you for it. So you need to learn this technical proficiency. But even if you do not have the money now, go on YouTube. Go and learn. YouTube is a university on its own. Go and learn. Learn these things. What are the CRM tools I need to become a social media manager, if that's the niche you want to go to? So because of time, I would like to stop here. Although this is not the last thing, but let me just stop here. Yes, let me just stop here and answer any question that you might have. Every other thing, I think somehow I have explained it. So let me see questions. If you have a question, you want to speak. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joy. I know our time is spent, but I'm going to ask only 2 people who have burning questions, but I know that also Joy is talking about the fact that 1 million teachers has created an opportunity for us to learn. I know that we've talked about personal branding. Fatima continues to bring us different people to talk about AI. Now, I want to say that the difference between where you are and where you want to be is a knowledge gap, and we have had opportunities to actually get the knowledge. But also we are where we are because we do not activate what we learn. We do not put into action what we learn. So these slides can be very beautiful. Joy is an amazing presenter. We've had amazing presenters, but if we do not act, then it will all go to waste. So thank you, Joy. And I really want to believe that people will be motivated to go and put into action, because we've talked about AI. There is no way out. So for me, I think I really want to challenge everyone to go and do. Let's not just talk, let's go and do. I will take 2 questions for Joy, and then we should be able to hand over back to Fatima to end the session. 2 questions burning. You can raise your hand. Anyone? Anybody? I don't see hands. Okay, Kelvin, go ahead and ask your question. Kelvin?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, we can.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes,
Good
we
evening,
can.
everyone.
Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we
I
can
want to
hear
thank.
you, Kelvin.
All right, ma. I want to thank Mrs. Joy, the resource person. I've really gained a lot from your presentation tonight. Please, working with when you see Upwork and Fiber and the rest, when you are the bank to earn your returns, can we use our local bank? I was expecting her to say something, on the mode of payment and how you can receive your pay after working, doing all this job. Hello, are we together?
Yes, we are.
Hello, do you understand my question?
Thank you so much.
Yes, we are.
Yes, she does. She's going to answer. Let me take another question. And then Joy will answer, and then I will conclude and
I
hand
can
over
see
to
John and Love Mark.
John.
We have Joanne,
and
John,
Love Mark.
and Love Mark.
Yes, Love Mark. Good evening. Good
John.
evening. Love Mark speaking. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I want to ask if we are allowed in our profession to combine daily work, like she was talking about earning money and all that online. Is it possible to have daily work like that during the day? And then where can we learn some of these skills that we can pay for so that we can get certificate? Because I noticed that some online lessons I have done, there's no certificate for them. So sometimes it's difficult for you to prove to an employer that you have really done this. But what people look for most times is certificates. I don't know if you get my questions.
Yes, I did. Now, for the rest of you, please. I got your question. Please, the rest of you, just drop the question in the chat. So first of all, I'll answer the first question, talking about payments, okay? So for all this, the world is a global village, and so many fintechs are there giving us solutions to how payments happen. I've received dollars, and sometimes if you don't get a direct, if a particular platform is not giving direct bank transfer, you can always have a medium. There are sites like, there are companies like Payoneer. For Amazon, you need Payoneer. For TikTok, that I mentioned, you need Payoneer accounts, right? And this is something you can create. So don't just think there is always a way. If there is no Payoneer, you can have cheaper cash. Cheaper cash, for those of us that are not paying to your direct bank account, cheaper cash. So sometimes I even had, when the first time we wanted to, I and my parents, the one in Canada, we used Expedia, right? So all these platforms are always there for you. It's just for you to check, okay, which one are they accepting? They have Pay Send. I'm giving you so many. Payoneer is mostly used because I think the rate is cheaper for people. So there's always a way for you to receive your money. That's not going to be a problem. And then the next person was asking something. I said you could drop your question in the chat just in case. Okay. Okay. No. Let me start from somewhere now. So the next person was talking about certificates. So I will say no. Most of these offers, for me, for the online jobs I've gotten, I did not show my certificates anywhere. In this 21st century, your certificate is your online presence. Let me even put it that way. Your certificate is your online presence. Do you know how most times when people want to meet me for a job, or when people meet me for a job, what I do most times, if I don't have the time to send my profile, I send them my LinkedIn profile. Because I know that my LinkedIn profile would tell you a lot about me. Like, you can see even the things I would not tell you in my profile, you will see it. And you'll be amazed. That's the truth. I have not seen all these jobs I'm talking about. I've not seen anyone that asks me for my certificates. It is just my online presence I use. And then they believe me. So, the online presence. Okay, somebody will type it. So my dear, yes, it's good to get the certificate. Like even this digital witch I talked about. Yes, you can Google digital witch on LinkedIn or on Facebook. It will pop out and you see a lot of her students. Sometimes she used to do discounts for teachers. Normally she charges 25,000, but sometimes because she knows that teachers need these skills, she will just say, okay, she's doing discount for teachers, 18,000. And that was how I paid for her class, and I wasn't given a certificate. So most of these organizations want you to show them what you can do. Build your portfolio. What is your portfolio? I told you of somebody that came to meet me that he wanted to be my virtual assistant. I knew that he wanted to build his portfolio. He wants to have like an experience because he's also a teacher, mind you. He wanted to have an experience. So he wants to say, okay, I was able to work for this person, but he came as a volunteer. Now, with that experience he has gotten, he can now go to a big organization to say, I have experience in this thing. So sometimes what you need to do is learn these skills, go back, volunteer for some opportunities, and then you will build your portfolio that will help you apply for the jobs that will pay you. Somebody was talking about most times you will need referrals. See, me, I'm very optimistic about life. Oh, that's me, Joy. I'm very optimistic. I keep shooting my shots until it will hit. Like I mentioned, I'm not the only one applying for that opportunity. There are so many other people, right? So sometimes it might hit for me, sometimes it might be, oh, we're sorry, and then they will take somebody else. But I'm not going to relax and say, oh, because there are so many people doing this thing, I'm not going to shoot my shots. So that's what I would say. Yes, volunteering spirit is help. Okay, I think that's the only question I can see here now. And I hope I answered you well.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you. I really want to thank you again. And
very informative.
I want to.
Yeah. Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you, Joy. That was a very informative and interesting session. Like Dorcas said, it's up to you to take on board and put into action all the opportunities that are being offered to you. There's so many opportunities out there, and you are your own walking CV. Somebody has said to me once, you are your own walking CV. You prove to them that you have the skills, the way you communicate, the way you present yourself online. That is more than a certificate. A certificate is a piece of paper, which we know in our African society can be forged or can be got otherwise. But if you show them that this is what I can do, this is me, these are my skills, and you prove it, like when Joy said she gave some teachers the opportunity to do a trial lesson, they couldn't prove that expertise. They might have had the best CV or certificate, but they could not prove it in their actions. So you need to be proof of your own actions and take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you. So thank you everyone for taking part. I was really overwhelmed with the number of participants we had today. I think this is one of the highest, with like over 50 people joined today. This is what we want to see in all our sessions. Thank you very much, Joy. Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you for everyone who took part in today's session. See you soon. Have a great week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.